Yeah. So I created this one with just 3 anchor points because I tried to do it all in one curve, but I don't like how pointy that curve is. So I'm going to try it again on this other one. This is more like a Roman arch. And so I'm going to use my pen tool, and I'm going to click, and then I'm going to click just with a straight about halfway up, and then go over, and then pull it into the arch. And that's going to give me a little bit more width and a little bit more control. And then I'm going to hold down Command and pull the handle on one side back, and then pull down straight, and then close it off that way. Then I can double click on it, get my anchors, and I can round it out, see if that works. Or I can double click and control both sides of that curve. And I can hold down Command and adjust one side different from the other side. You can always do Command Z, and you can adjust your curves. And then hold down Command, and I can adjust a slight curve on both sides. Then if I want the slope on the bottom, I have to do what I did for the last one, and I need to add an anchor point, push it up a little bit, and then use the curve. All right, now I'm going to make that shape into a fill shape without a stroke or an outline. And then I can duplicate that shape. Command C to copy, Command V to paste, right? And then just like transforming, I can rotate, I can shrink, I can stretch if I hold down Shift. Can also see if there's a helpful kind of tombstone shape. And there isn't. But here's another way I could do it. I could use the ellipse tool. And I can hold down Shift and modify it, right? Get it perfectly clean. And then I can double click on it and I can delete this anchor point. Right? And then I can click on both of these, hold down Command, and change the curve underneath it, like that. Click on this, hold down Command, change the curve underneath it to whatever I want. Right? Whoops. Hold down Command. And that's a little bit cleaner. And then this is maybe what I can use. You can see it's a little bit cleaner than just using the pen tool myself. So sometimes modifying from a shape is a good way to go if you want it to look really standardized. And then talking about standardization, I'm just going to copy and paste this. CV, tilt it. Because this is supposed to represent kind of cutouts of paper. CV, tilt it, and maybe shrink it. We'll see. I'm having issues selecting what I want to select. That's where you can go to Layers and get back to selecting what you want to select. Tilt this one a little bit more. And I'll make this one a little bit bigger so that they go from large to small. So even though you're working on a refined sketch, it doesn't mean that you can't keep working to refine it. And you can stretch it. And you can tweak them in any way you need. If you hold down Shift, you can even skew them. In Illustrator, this is called shearing. I just want a little bit more space closer here, and maybe grow it a little bit. All right. Now there's another thing I could do to like cut out the bottoms of them. I could make a new shape. This is using kind of the overlapping tools, which I want to get into. Can make an ellipse. Can rotate that so it cuts out an even curve out of the bottoms of all of them. Like that, right? Now I select this and I hold down Shift and I select each of these. But it's better if I do one at a time. So first I'm going to try this. First I'm going to just click this one. Let's see, is there a way I can do them all at once? I'm going to click all three of these and try to merge them together. So now they're one. Good. Now I'm going to click on this and then click on this, and then I'm going to exclude it. So what that should do is give me, different parts I can cut out, just like that. So now they're all cut out from that even curve. Then I can select them all, merge them, it's like a group, and then move them together and put them into place so that they follow along with that kind of curve of my shape. And then I can play with this curve as well. Whoops. By holding down Command and adjusting that. And also just moving the anchor point. So it gives a little bit more space. So I'm trying to improve upon my sketch a little bit here. I'll kind of clean all that stuff up. Okay, now I have this shape. What's great about this shape is it's all straights for the most part. So I'm going to use my pen tool. Click, 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 click. All straights. Fill it with black. Get rid of the border. Double click it. And then if there's any rounding I want to do, I think it might be here. I can make a new anchor point. Bring that up and then just round it out a little. Yeah, I think that's, well, maybe I want one here. New anchor point. Bring it up, round it out a little. Like so. Okay, a little oval here. Just use the shape tools for that. Hold down Shift to distort it. And then tilt it on its at an angle. Put it for the nostril. Good. Now this shape, I'm going to do it with the pen tool. It gets easier and easier with practice. Click and drag for the curve. Hold down Command, bring in that handle so you can start it straight. Then set a point, close it up, fill it with black, get rid of the border, and then I'm going to round out that bottom edge. And now, this crazy shape, the skull. So let's see if I can put these skills to work now. Plot a point, plot another point, click and drag to round, hold down Command, bring down the handle, get to my next place to set my next curve. This is how I like to do it. I like my curves to only be from one side so I can really control them. Get exactly the shape I want. Hold down Command, push that handle in, go to straights, then drag out any curves I might want. Hold down Command, bring in that handle, go to straights, drag for any curve I might want. And I like to design with a lot of curves. hold down any curve I might want, or no curve at all. Hold down Command, bring the handle in, go to a straight, go to a straight, curve it out a little bit if I want. Hold down Command, bring in that curve, go to a straight, set a curve if I want, bring in that handle, go to a straight, set a curve if I want, bring in that handle with Command. So I'm just using the pen tool, but my finger is floating over the Command tool, or the Command button. So I can reset those curves anytime I want, just on one side. I concave that a little bit, bring that in, and then finish it off. All right, I've got that shape. Now, instead of filling that with black, I'm going to now select all of these, holding down Shift, and then I'm going to merge them all together, clicking here, unite them, even though they're not overlapping. And then I'm going to fill them all with white. Right? Now I'm going to go to this shape, and I'm going to fill that with black and turn off its border. And because that one's underneath these, I can now cut these shapes out from each other. Holding down Shift, now they're overlapping, and now I can exclude one from the other. Which means I can now delete each of these, and you'll see my sketch coming through. So now I just have white space. No more white shapes, just a black shape that has these holes cut out. That is incredibly useful for logo design. And now I just got to make these black shapes and then I'm done. So I'm going to use that good old pen tool, set my curves, hold Command, bring the handle in. Set my curves, hold down Command, put my handle in. Set my slight curve, bring the handle in. Then set it as a straight. I'm going to fill it with black. Turn off the outline. Double click on it. And then I'm going to, maybe add an anchor point and set a curve slightly for it. So this stuff happens all the time. I'm on. What's going on? So Command Z is for. Okay. Try to double click and get my anchor points. What is going on? Oh, I had outlines. That's why. I got to figure out where these outlines are from. Turn them off. But right now, I'll just line everything up. So remember to turn your outlines off. They're a problem. But I want to modify, I'm on the wrong layer here. I want to modify this one. There we go. I'm going to zoom in, and I'm just going to delete this